Wassup Bouquets? How are we blooming today? It's your girl Enchantress, the Gypsy Lotus of Uniqueness, and I am back with another. What is this actually? I'm gonna actually say this might actually fall into the category of what the hell. What is that heavy energy around love? Yeah, because this one is more. This is not really about me in my journey. I mean, it is. I have something to give in the regards to the topic, but this isn't really. It's like a collective thing. So, yeah. So let's get into it. So, what if we all hear the saying, "Oh, we're born sinners. I was born sinner." Right? But what if we know the normal sins, lie, cheating, stealing, all that stuff, but what if, just what if it was a sin to be unhappy? What if it was a sin to not live a life of fulfillment? What if it was a sin to not be your highest self? Would you look at life differently? Would you start doing a lot of things differently if you thought of things in that regard? Well, it is. So me and my sisters are listening to the audiobook version of Outwitting the Devil. And I was listening to it yesterday when I was getting my lashes filled in, and it was talking about basically like he was saying, like, we hear all the sins, but what is sinning actually? Like, what is that? And the devil basically says sinning is living a life unhappy, like doing anything that does not bring you happiness, anything that does not feel good to you, anything that was not definite. Like, I'm gonna have a lot of things in regards to this book because it's really like doing a lot. 2 topics today might have to do with something that came from the book, but honestly, when I heard that, it did shift my mindset because it's like, And then if you do think about it on a spiritual level, if you are spiritual or not, or if you think about these types of things anyway, some people think of heaven, or sometimes people think of reincarnating as technically a bad thing. Like, when you come back and have to do it again, it's kind of like, well, why didn't you learn the lesson last time? What did you not do that? So that, because some people look at it as ascending, because I was gonna say ascension, I don't know what I was gonna say, but the goal is really to ascend. Like, you want to be able to say, I did everything, I accomplished everything, and let me just really be with the spirits. I don't want to have to come back and do it again, because that does kind of mean miss something. I didn't do everything right. Best apple juice in the world, y'all know. Even though, yes, I do need to be drinking water, but on this full moon eclipse in Pisces, I really want to think about, what would my life look like if I did everything that made me happy? Because that's even technically like the journey I'm about to be on. I'm not going to gap too much. I'm not going to tell y'all too much about the next few moves I'm going to make. Just know your girl is really about to get to the nitty gritty. Like, I'm really about to, everything I'm about to say, I'm about to start doing. I'm not going to do anything anymore that does not bring me full happiness. I'm not doing anything out of trying to please somebody else. I'm not doing anything that doesn't sit right with my spirit. I'm doing everything that brings me some type of fulfillment in some form or fashion. The foods I eat, the places I go, the people I'm around, I have to feel some type of fulfillment in those regards, So, yeah, like, really just think about that. Like, what would my life look like? How many doors would just open up if I actually did what made me happy? What's even the worry about doing things that make you happy? Because somebody else might not be happy. Whose happiness really matters, yours or somebody else's? Like, y'all, a lot. Everything that has kind of been going on with me this year really all comes back to me. Comes back to, well, did you keep yourself first? What did you go against your own intuition? Did you go against your own gut? Did you say yes when you knew you wanted to say no for real? Did you commit to something that you knew you didn't really necessarily want to do? Or did you reject something that you didn't necessarily want to reject? Like, either way it goes, like, what the end all be all is you, you know? Well, I guess we could do the two topics in one. So it's gonna be the what the hell and how the Lord's blowing. I don't know. It's Enchantress. It's me. I don't know. But also in regards to like, I kind of want to talk about like sitting in stillness, sitting in that like in between. I know I'm reading the book in the meantime, so it's like, what is my in the meantime? What is that if I can't necessarily do everything that makes me happy? There's always little things you can do that still bring you some type of happiness or fulfillment. Like there's still there's still just so much more life to live. Like there's still not at the end of the day, you really can be your own blockage. That's what I'm gonna talk about. Standing in your own way. That's what we're talking about today. So this actually is, I said it was what the hell. It is what the hell, but it's also, it can't be how to look because I can really account to standing in my own way because I am really in a moment of it is me versus me right now. Like, so, cause I said I don't want to like necessarily give you too much of my business, but just know, facing some challenges. I did address like I have been facing some other challenges. So I've been facing some challenges in regards to certain things, and I'm just gonna say how standing in my own way has really like made things. I've made life harder on myself. By not, because like God not gonna bless you if you're not getting the lesson. Like if He knows, or if they know you're not gonna take care of that blessing in the way that you need to, or you're not going to cherish that blessing in the way that you need to, you're not going to get it. So in a way, it really has been, God has literally like the blessings that He gave me that were about to be amplified. He was like, oh, actually, no, because are you really ready for the next step with all these things? Like, if I really give you these blessings, are you going to handle them properly? Are you going to handle them with care? Or what you going to do? Like, so I've really had to like take a moment and sit and just be like, okay, what am I not seeing? Like, because yes, I've been understanding like, okay, yeah, like I need to focus on myself. But then I still would do like 1 hour or that day spend on myself, and then as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm back on. Okay, so what this person need? How can I help this person? What can I do for this person? Da 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 da. But that is not really what needs to be going on. Like when I say right now, it's truly a time to just be in my own energy. Like I haven't even like I've been wanting to link with friends, but I'm like in a way I borderline put myself into a fast before I was even necessarily ready to not ready. Like I originally had a different date for when I was starting my fast, but I kind of ended up. I mean, my birthday in itself is kind of always like a rebirth season, so I already kind of naturally ended up having certain things. I'm kind of naturally like, you know what, I'm cool on that for right now. Like I don't really, I'm not interested in relationships. Friendships, yeah, but like only certain ones. But even like all my friendships understand where I am in my life right now, so they even understand like if I am not linking, if I'm not, saying anything. These aren't shit right now. Like right now, it really. I keep telling everybody, it's me versus me. It's me versus me. It's me time. It's all about me right now. Like I don't have the capacity. I don't. It's not in my budget right now to really cater to other people's needs, unless it still brings me some type of fulfillment, enjoyment, and happiness. And more times than not, it don't. Realistically, it's not. Like even if it does make me happy to see other people happy, that is 2 seconds of a feeling versus if I actually make myself happy with anything I'm doing with my own. So there are certain goals that I'm like, until this happened, baby, but y'all might not see me. Like, I gotta go get into, again, I talk about, being the butterfly and spreading the wings and flying, but I go back to that cocoon. I go back to caterpillar mode so much. Like, I didn't even realize in my life, I was just realizing this other day, I've been forced to start over so many times in life, and I didn't even realize it. Like, a lot of us think about, oh my God, I hate starting over, but I've started over so many times and been perfectly fine, been great, been better than ever. I literally, it's like the phoenix rising from the ash. Shout out to my sister, but I'm gonna rise again. It don't matter. Like, I have had to start over so many times. I had to reinvent myself and create new versions of myself, and not for nothing. Even if I do have different versions of myself, all those versions of myself have purposes, serve purposes. They put me in different rooms. They open up different opportunities for me. They bring me different connections and relationships for me. Like, a lot of people would meet me and not think I do half the shit or been through half the stuff I've been through. Would not think I have experienced or done some of the things I've done. Like, would you believe me if I told you I went to space camp? Would you believe me if I told you I was in a science camp for like, that was like elementary school, like 3 summers out of my life, maybe longer, honestly. How long has been Carson Science Camp, y'all? 100 man, let me know. But like, I have been Girl Scout camp, horseback rider camp. Like, I have really done. I was a Girl Scout. I've done a lot of things. I was a cheerleader. I was a basketball player. I've done so many things. I've worked at Papa John's. I've also been a teacher. Like, been a lifeguard. I've done so many different things. And you would not look at me and think any of it. If I really sat here and told you my story from birth to now, you would be like, what? Like, it's just so crazy how because I'm now in the midst of another awakening. Basically, all those were just awakenings to higher levels, and this is just literally asking me for, are you ready? Like, that's literally been what I'm getting. Are you ready? Are you actually going to do it? And hearing the audiobook talk about sin being doing anything that does not bring you happiness. Of course, cheating, overindulging in sex is a sin. Overindulging in things that can literally cause your mind to drift. Anything that can get you off your pivot and not keep you 100% sound in your own mind and peace of happiness, sin. And that got me ready to not cut the world off, but like, really, like, that's why I'm even telling y'all, like, think about it like a sin, because I know there's so many people who are more worried about sinning and not even thinking about what sinning actually is. So if you think about sinning as doing anything that does not bring you actually true happiness, anything that is not 100% definite in your own mind and bring real peace, anything that could cause your mind to drift, because that's also the thing. The main thing about that is, like, the main thing out of that book is really, all in all, mind over matter. If you are not 100% definite in your own mind and your own thoughts, if you cannot think for yourself and do anything for yourself, then it's not going to work. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Yo. If you can't be 100% definite in your own mind, that's how the devil is able to get in your thoughts. That's how he is able to control you and manipulate you and do all those things you consider are bad. But basically, you have to be 100% in your power, which is what I'm doing. I'm being 100% in my power. I'm not going to tell you in regards to how that really looks and everything, but just know I'm fasting. Just know I'm getting back to my hobbies. Just know that I'm changing my perspective. Just know that I am putting myself first. Let me say it one more time. I'm putting myself first. Not even just putting myself first, keeping myself first in anything. Because again, in the other video, I even said, like, keeping yourself first matters in your whole life. Like, they even tell you, we forget the saying, it's only one person in that grave with you. Because it is. Your money not going down with you. Because it's not. So did you live a life of true happiness? Did you do everything you wanted to do in this lifetime? We talk about it. We always talk about time. You don't know how much. You don't never know when it's the last time. You don't never know when it's it. You don't know never know when God gonna call you home. So what you gonna do like that? Like we talk about living every day like it's our last, but do we actually live every day like it's our last? I can admit I haven't. I don't, and not because I know like my family is good for living to our 90s and all this stuff. Like we do have good DNA in that aspect of health, but that doesn't mean just because I know I have to that time. And still, even then, with that, I still, of course, still have certain cousins and relatives and people that have died before 90. So who's to really say we are going to live to 90? But what are you doing each day to bring yourself fulfillment? I'm not saying you have to do big, extreme bucket list type activities every day, jump off the plane every day. But what gives you that same rush? What gives you that same adrenaline? What makes you still feel alive? That's what we need to be focused on. That's what we need to be trying to do. That's the part of the plot we've been losing, is how we gonna live. What is really living life? I'm answering a lot of questions more than I'm even answering anything, I feel like. That apple is so good and I do not need to be chugging it, but yeah, like what are we really doing to feel alive? What are we doing each day that I know? And trust, I understand in this economy, this is not the time to be just up and leaving no jobs. Like, this is not, still be very realistic, but you can always find 5 minutes to do something that brings you happiness. You could fit that 5 minutes of self-care in there. There are so many affirmation in the mirror, complimenting yourself, a letter to yourself, a nice meal, nourishing your body in the right ways. It's still self-care. It's still putting yourself first. It's still doing something that will make you happy. Even if it's not right now, if you really want that cheeseburger and you want all that greasy whatever, but picture that salad as a cheeseburger as it goes down, because you're doing better by your body. Because there is more benefit to that versus the greasy cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger bad. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But if I get up, listen, I'm on a weight gain journey right now, so I'm kind of bulking. But even with me craving burgers, I still I want good meats. I want, that's hard these days. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. But sinning. But I'd rather, if you feel unhappy in life right now, you're sinning. Oh, let me get my ass up. Hold on. What the fuck? She ain't talking to me. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. Let me see. She see me in this bed right now. Hold on. What you talking about? I'm gonna go take my dog for a walk right now. I'm gonna go put myself by some water right now. A lot of y'all don't get out and touch the grass. I do a lot of my videos outside for a reason. For a reason. This medicine, water release, flame more release. Like it's this red moon eclipse and all this stuff. Pisces and Virgo. I'm a Virgo, baby. Okay, this week ain't been light. I ain't gonna lie. Even for it to be my birthday week, it ain't been light emotionally. Well, it kind of has. Like that's what was been the transition. Like I really am kind of like, you know what? Like again, I say it all the time. Everybody has a limit. Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody has that moment where they say, you know what? Fuck this. And I'm sorry to say it like that for people who wish I didn't cuss as much, but fuck this. I'm not gonna keep living this life. I'm not gonna keep sitting here tolerating this bullshit. I'm not gonna keep sitting here being unhappy. That shit don't feel good. Ugh, bye. That's really how I feel. It don't feel good. And I'm sensitive as fuck. I literally will physically not feel good if shit don't get it gone. I getting that little migraine. Get the fuck away from me. It's time. Like it's literally it's been time. But again, God had to do a little snatchy real quick, like you not seeing it. Like, okay, clearly, like we trying to see what it could be. It could be beautiful. Like, look at it, it's beautiful, ain't it? But now we done blind your ass. Okay, goddamn. All right, hold on. Let me take it back because you done got blinded. Like, y'all, that's really my life. Y'all think that's really be my life. Like, because it'd be so funny how, like, sometimes I really do end up literally right back in the same position I had, like, I got snatched from it. I would literally end up, like, again, when I left that job, I left the job for 9 months. I ended up right back in the same position. But then that time in that position was a whole different ballgame. Might be the same position, but it's a whole different energy around that. But that's what I mean by God be like, you know what? See, you getting carried away, you losing it. You fucking look at you. You worried about everything that's in my hand, and you ain't worried about you ain't standing 10 toes on yourself. Look at you. You over here, you standing on your big toe trying to reach up to me. Plant your fucking feet. Put your chest out. Straighten up. Lock the fuck in. Like, that's literally what that's literally what's been happening to me. Like, lock the fuck in. Like, lock the fuck in. It's just no other way to look at it. There's no other excuse. There's no other anything. Like, I have even been like, I've been disgusted by certain things now. Like, a dude might text my phone, but what could you possibly want? Or you don't even have to be a dude. A girl could take a so-called friend could text my phone, and I'm literally like, you're not even my friend. What? Like, I'm so over everybody bullshit. I'm over my own bullshit though. Like, when I say I'm even over myself in certain things. Like, this time, why the fuck would you? Yeah, girl. Yeah, you're done with that. We gotta stop doing that type of shit. Like, I'm not. I'm not. If I am gonna live to 90, oh baby, we finna live it up. So that when the stories that I'm telling at 90 years old, my grandkids gonna have the greatest stories to hear. My great grands gonna have the greatest stories to hear. Because I lived a life of happiness. I lived a life not around my relationship. I lived a life not around my friends. I lived a life for me. You're gonna hear about, oh, grandma did this, mommy did this by herself, for herself. Mommy might have daddy's last name, but mommy still got her own name. Mommy still got her own legacy. Mommy's still in her own power. And really the gag is, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't even gonna say that. Because that's a whole different conversation for another day. I ain't even gonna say that. But yeah, like, live a life. I don't even want to say that your grandkids could be proud of, because this is not about doing it for other people. Live a life where you know, if you laying in that hospital bed and they saying you only got a week left, you not sitting there with no regrets. You're not sitting there like, damn, I didn't do da 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 da. I don't think you should be thinking as well. Can you just make sure I get my last little goodbye to my whatever? Can you call my family? Can you call my, whatever? It shouldn't be, oh, I need to go do this activity real quick. I need to go do that. I'm not happy. Oh, no, I'm not happy. No. Honestly, transitioning to the next life should be bliss. It should be light. Like, y'all be hearing them stories of when they like, I know sometimes people don't get that moment, and they like, oh, I didn't, she died before I got there and stuff like that, or like, oh, she died holding my hand. I think, I'm so sorry, I really think those are like I'm about to cry, but I think those are like the warmest moments, like, because that person basically, like, you know how, or even like when they, like, granted be movies, but when they be like, it's okay, grandma, it's okay, I'm gonna be fine, you can get your rest, you can da da da, and they really end up like transitioning, like, because they believe it. Like, I really, Moana's grandma dying, like, oh, I'm just gonna return as a stingray. Like, girl, don't worry about it, I'll be here. Grandma wasn't worried. Grandma Moana, grandma. Why am I say Grandma Moana? But Grandma Moana was not worried. Okay, or Moana's grandma was not worried. She was really at peace when she died. Like, you really want to be at peace. So you can be that butterfly later in life. So you can come back as that horse. Because I don't feel, honestly, I don't feel like, because I really feel like animals are really just spirit guides. I ain't gonna lie, I do. But I don't feel like when you get reincarnated as an animal, it's the necessarily reincarnation thing. But because I really feel like that you come back as an ancestor. Like, I don't know. Like, I do. Like, the way she even stingray in the water. Like, baby, I'm here. Like, but, yeah, like, just really imagine life. What would your life look like? Go out, treat the rest of this week. Treat every day. Get yourself into 90 days habit, whatever, a month long, every day. Live a life of happiness. Do something, even if it is take at least 5 minutes out of your day. I'm gonna make an enchanted challenge. Do something that brings you happiness for at least 5 minutes every day. And let's really think true healthy habits, because I don't mean smoking that blunt for 5 minutes. I mean true happiness. Go outside, play in the water. Go outside, hug a tree for 5 minutes. Go color in a journal. Go do whatever that activity is. Stand in the mirror and worship yourself for 5 minutes. If the 5 minutes is masturbation, then the 5 minutes is masturbation. Okay? It is what it is. At least it's by yourself. Do whatever will make you, yourself, and you happy for 5 minutes. I don't want nobody else involved in that 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. It could definitely be longer than 5 minutes, but at least 5 minutes per day. That's my challenge to y'all, and that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with on this video. That I don't even know what I'm gonna title, because I'll be going around the world. But yes, if it was a sin to be unhappy, how would you change your life? That's my message for today. You go out and think about that and start living a life of true happiness, and see how many doors open. See how much everything even shifts and moves in your life once you just take that step and choose your own true happiness. I love y'all. Healing does get messy before it gets magical, but never forget that you are always worthy, worthy, worthy.